All right, we're live. Mike, are we live? Mike, we're live. All right, I'm going to take a look and see who's there. Hey, everyone. What's going on? It's Friday, and it's May 20th. Nice day for a live stream with yours truly. I got Mike actually right here. He's my left-hand man today, not my right-hand man.
Hey, guys.
Sherry from Florida. Hi, guys. Lori's in Ontario. Yeah, and I'm afraid this is going to happen too. So anyway, we're going to wait. Actually, you know what? Can you hear me? Like the audio on YouTube's okay? You can leave me on, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, you're on.
You can leave me on. As long as you don't sing or mumble, we're fine. So what's new, guys? What's going on? All right, so today's agenda. We have a new program to discuss. Many of you probably already have it. Hi to Sandra. Hi to Emma from the UK. Deborah from Southeast PA. Welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to talk about the SVG Merge software, which is sort of a collaboration. It was more or less me sending a message to a developer, the guy that wrote Sure Cuts a Lot. He is a brilliant programmer. He could pretty much make anything. And I know, it's Sure Cuts a Lot, kind of an expensive program, relatively speaking. I mean, it's great. It's a great value, no doubt. But one of the things that everybody's always been asking for is a faster way to upload our files. And I know we had a few people that saw this in a negative context because they asked, well, why don't you just do that for us? So I'm going to take the opportunity to discuss it and talk about why we don't already have our files merged together. Take it how you will, but it's more or less just to make sure that we have, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistency, uniformity, throughout every cutting machine out there. I know that many of you have Crickets, and I honestly do think it's still the best machine on the market, and it's probably the top big dog in the market. But there are other machines out there, and there will be machines in the future. As a small business, I just need to make sure that we are geared towards anything that may hit us in the future. So rather than constrain and adapt to what one company is doing, we try to make sure that everything works among all the machines. And another thing is too, and I don't know if you guys had this experience, maybe some of you didn't, but in the past when certain people or certain companies that have actually had their files in one file, Cricut made an update and it just ruined everything. Everything got messed up. So they had to go back and fix all their files to adapt to that change. And that's something that literally we just can't afford to do as a company. I can't just because Cricut made one change go back and have to fix thousands of files. I can't do that. So that's one of the main reasons. Well, actually, that is the main reason, really. So anyway, we have this option now. Some of you have asked, is this a mandatory thing? Do I have to get the software? No, you absolutely do not. You can still upload files one at a time, as you've been doing, and that's okay. So again, this is just another little piece to add to your arsenal because I've done like a side-by-side comparison, and I think, what was it, 23 files we uploaded in about 40 seconds as opposed to 3 minutes. So we're going to talk about SVG Merge. I'm going to show you an example. I'll take some questions. And let's see here. Where are the comments at? We're going to give two people an opportunity to win the software. I've got the wheel here, and I added 2 to the wheel, and we are still also giving away a $25 gift card to May's website. She sponsored 2 gift cards. Last time we did a live, we were only able to get 1 winner, so we're giving away another one. Mike, if you could post the link to her site,
Yes, sir.
that would be awesome. And she's got all kinds of goodies. She actually has a retail store. Do you remember where she's from, Mike?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
You will tell me? Mike's right here. I got Mike right here.
Hey, everybody.
Let's see. Yeah, he just posted a link. I'm not sure where she's from. He's going to tell me in a second, but she actually has a retail store, and I'm sure that her inventory, her actual inventory, is also online. She sells stamps, all kinds of craft goodies as well. So hey, you know what? 25 bucks to Maymay site.
She's in Alabama.
Alabama. She's down in Alabama. Wonderful lady, very kind, my kind of people for sure. If you're not aware of Maymay, check her out. Mike just posted a link. Also, if time permits, want to talk, actually just kind of show a few awesome photos of stuff that our dreamers have posted in the Dreaming Tree group. And yeah, again, we'll take questions. And as always, as it tends to happen because we don't always spin a winner every single time, there will be an opportunity to leave a comment in these comments on YouTube for your chance to spin the wheel to win the software as well. Jill says, yeah, I've been dying to see the wheel. So hard to remember the time difference. Yeah, I know. There are time differences, unfortunately. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at SVG Merge software. All right. So everybody ready to go here? Rita says, more specifically, she is in Clanton, Alabama. Rita, thank you. We always see Rita's name, don't we? I feel like we always see Rita's name. I'm glad you're here with us, Rita. Okay, so SVG Merge, real quick, in a nutshell. As you know, and I feel like I'm alienating people with the Brother Scan and Cut and people with like the Silhouette machine. But know that if you have a Silhouette Cameo or any brand of Silhouette machine, you don't really need the software because you can already import more than one file at a time. Way back when, I had some conversations with some people at Cricut, and they said that that would be a feature that they would suggest, or consider, I should say. We suggested it. They said they'd consider it. But you know what? I think just based on their business model, I don't see them offering that sort of thing because it does cost some money. I mean, you know, storage isn't free, and every time you upload a file into Design Space, it costs some money. So why would they want to give you the ability to upload, 100 files at a time? So I realized that, and we have the software now. And for those of you that use Design Space, you know that right now, when you upload our files, you have to upload one at a time. So SVG Merge takes and pretty much resolves that problem. Let me actually log into the site. I'm going to download a file real quick, and I will show you the process from start to finish. And then when I'm done, we'll take some questions. It's going to be a pretty quick tutorial because there's really not much to the software. It's really that good, that fast, and that easy. So let me actually, you know what? Let me show you the site here. I'm going to go under my account and just grab something that I've already downloaded. Okay, let's see here. I wonder if I have the Celebrate Dad bundle in here. I don't know if I do. Let's see. Let's grab, I don't think it really matters. Let's grab the cake. I'm going to grab the cake and download it. Okay, so downloading the file, that's how easy it is to download the file. What's going on over there in YouTube land, Mike? Are we all good?
We are good. I'm actually pulling some names
Oh.
for Spin the Wheel.
All right, Mike is actively pulling some names, and you know what? You guys have already started the trend, so feel free to do it in the YouTube chat, just in case we don't pull winners from the Facebook contest, or we don't give away the SVG merge to the people that commented on Facebook. Go ahead and do a hashtag SVG merge in the comments. Mike, you don't like that, right?
Excuse me?
You don't like when they post that in there?
Yeah, they can.
Oh, they can. All right, Mike says you can do it, so you can do it. So yeah, go ahead and do that.
Tina Marie just had a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Maybe you could talk about. She said something about being uneasy about clicking links in an email for downloads. But if it's coming from SVG maybe you want to talk about if the link is coming from us, then.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's kind of it's a bit of a broad. I think the question actually spans beyond just our websites. I mean, if you ever get an email from anyone saying click here to download something, obviously you want to make sure that you trust the source. Now, as far as emails that we get or that you get from us after making a purchase, obviously, you know, that's something that you've engaged with and actually you created that response. You can assume that all of our stuff is safe. And that's actually one reason why almost a year ago, last year around June, we switched over to a brand new website because we had security in mind. So you definitely don't need to worry about anything with our website, but as a rule of thumb, you know, if you get an email where someone's got a link to a download, just be careful. Laura Cook says, hey Leo, what happened if you want to contour elements of a file? Say you want to move a cut from one sheet to another sheet. Would you need to contour the entire file as it's one SVG? Well, actually, it's not one SVG. So we separate our files by color or pattern. If you want to move around an individual part of it, Mike, we have a video on that, don't we?
Yeah, we have videos
Yeah.
for every machine in our help section.
Yeah, so I'm not going to cover that right now because it's a little bit off topic, but there's a video on that. Yeah, I'm not sure if you meant your question in relation to SVG Merge. I don't know. So if you want, you can clarify that, and Mike will look for it. So I just got off track here. I don't remember where I was. But anyway, SVG Merge, let's talk about it. I've got the file downloaded here. Let me pull it up, and let's just kind of go through the process, the usual process, as we'll call it. Okay, let me show you my desktop here. Okay, so here's the celebration cake that I just downloaded. You guys have downloaded files from us many, many times, whether paid or free, whatever it is. And of course, it comes in zip format. Now, typically, on your Mac, if you've not messed with any of the settings, when you download a zip file from anywhere, it usually automatically unzips it for you, and it'll sit in your download folder. I've actually disabled that on my computer just because I want more control over what happens when I unzip. But typically, it'll already be unzipped. For those of you that have a Windows machine, you do need to extract or unzip the file. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Okay, so I just double-clicked on it on my Mac, and it unzipped it. Here is the file, or the folder, I should say. And as you'll see with all of our projects, it comes with a menu. It's just a PDF file that shows you, and of course I have to sign in. Let me do it with preview here. Hold on. Open it with preview. There we go. Yeah, so you have a menu that shows you everything that you need to actually create this, including even hot glue and cake plates and things that are not even paper related. Anyway, most of you already know that. Then we have a photo. Let me close this because it's kind of confusing. We have a photo, and then we have the SVG folder. The SVG folder is where the magic happens. It's where the actual content lives. Okay, so inside that SVG folder, let's take a look here. We have all of the SVG files required to cut this, and it's quite a bit. Okay, so let me see here. If I go back, and on a Mac, if you hit Command-I, it'll bring up this little info window, and it'll tell me there's 41 items in the SVG folder, okay? And let's see, there's a bunch of extras too, okay? But anyway, so here's everything that we need to create this file. Now, again, typically in Design Space, let me open it up real quick. I have it right here. We would do a new project, and we'd go to Upload, and we'd upload image, and hit Browse, and go to the desktop, find, oh, hold on. It just disconnected, hold on. It'll be back in a second, hold on, there it is. I don't know why it does that. I think it's overheating or something. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Here's the celebration cake, here's the SVG folder, and we'd start with the first one. So open and upload. I'm not gonna show you this whole process because you know how it works, okay? Now, obviously, that is piece one of about 20-something pieces for that project. So, with SVG Merge, which I'm going to open here, I have the icon on my desktop. This is what the software looks like. Very simple, okay? You can actually add files or folders by clicking on these buttons, and then it will allow you to select them here. But what I really love about the software is I can take it and open it and put it over to the side and then bring up whatever folder I'm interested in working with. For example, the celebration cake. We'll open the SVG folder and I can literally just drag and select all these, take them and drop them in. I didn't click, whoops. Okay, technical difficulties. It's really just me not knowing how to click on my thing here. I should have used a mouse. There it is. All right, so we just take it and drag and drop it right in there, and then I've got a few more here, and I'll take those and, why is this being weird? I've had this problem before, maybe because it's connected to an external source. This has nothing to do with the SVG merge. There it is. It's just my computer. Okay, so we drop those in there too. They're all in there. All of them are there. And then you'll notice that there's a little checkbox here that says design space compatible. We just want to make sure that that's checked. It'll automatically set the DPI, I believe, even if we change it. Let's just see here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you click design space compatible, whatever was over here will automatically default to the correct setting. And then we just hit export all. And I'm going to select the desktop as my destination. I'll call it a merged file, merged cake file, and I'll hit save, and then it goes through the process, and in just a few seconds we now have a merged version of it. You can see it right here. I saved it to my desktop. Okay, I'm going to go now into my design space, and I'm going to upload my image and hit browse, go to the desktop, because that's where I saved the file. There it is right there. You can see here I saved it today at 3:19 p.m. About 1 minute has elapsed since then. We'll double click on that, open it up, and there it is. Okay, so now we'll hit upload, and there it is, and we'll add it to the canvas. That's it. I'll show you the end result here. Once it loads, it's actually already loaded. And there it is. So the only other thing you have to do at this point, now that it's there, is right click on it and ungroup it, because it does group it. And now everything is there and it's all ready to go. So now that it's in there, the original and normal process that you go through is still in effect. You still have to go through the process, and what I mean by that is you have to attach score lines, and if you decide that you want to use the solid score lines, you also have to change those to solid score and then attach as well. And that was actually a question that was brought up by somebody. Well, why can't this software automatically do that for me? And I'm glad that I have this, this time now to discuss that and tell you why. Well, basically, Cricut uses the SVG standard, okay? And the SVG standard is like a universal standard. It's not specific to anybody, including Cricut. They take whatever information can be put inside of an SVG, extract it, and figure out how to work with it. Which means that, you know, because Cricut has the attach feature, and because Cricut allows you to change one section to from basic cut to score, there's no way that the SVG standard, which is the SVG file, can adapt to what Cricut's requirements are. That's not the way it works. It's quite the opposite, actually. It's Cricut that is allowing this universal standard to work with its software, but SVGs can't really pick and choose or have extra information within them to allow you to cater it directly to Design Space. It doesn't work that way, which is, you know, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because there are additional steps, but nobody out there right now with SVG files can do that. And I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon unless Cricut creates their own file format. You know, like, what's the file format for Silhouette right now? Mike, do you know? It's dot studio, right? Yeah, dot studio. So Silhouette, for example, they if you create something in Silhouette Studio, you can save it as their native file format .studio or .studio 3 or whatever it is. And that takes any information that you added to the file in Silhouette and adds it to the SVG. But Cricut doesn't have that. I actually just saw something in some group, I don't know where it was, someone was asking, you know, can I design something in Design Space and then save it and use it as an SVG somewhere else? Well, you can't. Once you're in their environment and in their realm, nothing can really come out of it. So we're playing by their rules, basically. So with that, let me hop over to the comments, and I can see if there are any good questions come up, Mike.
I'm not seeing any questions. Just everybody is super excited about this program, and a lot of good feedback on that explanation of how SVG files work in Cricut.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of a metaphor on how to explain that. But I mean, if I come up with something, I'll throw it at you. Would saving them in the original folder be a good way of saving? Karen, great question, actually. I wanted to cover that. So what I would suggest doing, let me go over to my desktop real quick. So typically, for those of you, because I know many of you have tons of our files already, and you might keep them in a folder. Okay, let's just, and you know what, I'm going to illustrate this. I'm going to create a new folder and call it My Dreaming, can't type right now, My Dreaming Tree Collection. Okay, so let's just say you have an entire folder of our files, and the celebration cake is just one of them. Let's open this folder and let's just pretend that there's a ton of files in here because you've downloaded a bunch of files, whether they be free or paid, whatever it is, and you've got a big collection.
Hey, Leo,
yeah, what's up?
I want to throw out there that question, this is available to use with all SVG files.
Yeah, I will mention that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so by the way, Mike just brought up a good point. SVG Merge works with any SVG file. It's not specific to Dreaming Tree. And again, goes back to what I was just saying. SVG files are a universal file format, like a JPEG or a GIF or a PDF. They're used for a bunch of different things, not just cutting. It just so happens that they were perfect for the cutting machine world. So yeah, they'll work with any SVG file. Let me go back to this real quick. So again, let's pretend that I've got a bunch of different files here. The celebration cake is just one of them. After you create your merged file, I would take it and put it right here, just right in the main folder. Okay? There's nothing bad about keeping the original SVGs because it's possible that maybe maybe this file gets deleted on accident or corrupt or something like that, and you may need to merge them again. It's not likely, but I wouldn't get rid of the original SVG folder, but you can definitely keep it in there. And I would certainly label it merged so that you know that, well, hey, this is the version where everything is in there. And it's a quick way to access it and upload it. Now, one other thing I do want to cover is for those of you that have a Cricut Maker and you plan on using the solid score wheel, you would actually upload everything in the solid score wheel folder instead. Okay, so let's just show that real quick. Let me go back here real quick just so that I can show you. Where is my SVG Merge? There you are. Let's get that open. Let me close all these windows real quick because this is getting kind of jumbled up here. Okay, great. So there's my SVG Merge. Let's get this out of here. And I'm just going to remove all just to clear it out. Okay, and let's do this. Let's do it a different way. Let's add the folder. So again, you can go in here and I'm going to go under Extras and into the Solid Scoreline folder. Let me make this bigger so I can see everything that's in there. I'm going to do a Select All. Whoops. Yeah, this thing is just being weird. There we go. And I'll just drag and drop it in there. So that's one way of doing it. But I'm going to remove this. Another way of doing it is by adding a folder. So I'm going to click Add Folder. And I'm going to go into my Dreaming Tree collection. And I'm going to select Celebration Cake SVG, or 3D SVG. Open that up. I'm going to open up the SVG folder. I'm going to go under Extras. And I'm going to select the Solid Score Lines folder and hit Open. And you can see it automatically puts everything in there because I selected that folder. And then I just hit Export All. And I'll call this Solid Score Lines Merged, Cake Box, whatever. You can name it whatever you want. And I'll pop that onto the desktop and hit Save. And in just a few seconds, there it goes. Just took a few seconds, there it is. So now here's the new file, solid score lines merged. I'll go back to the main folder. Here's the original merged file. This is the version with the perforated lines. And now this one is the version with the solid score lines. So I can pop that in there as well. So you have both options. And just to demonstrate it one more time, let me get rid of all this stuff. And we'll upload this guy. And celebrate my Dreaming Tree collection. There it is. And here's the solid score. Let me open this up so you can see the name. Solid score lines merged cake box. Double click. There it is, upload, and it's ready to go. And just like before, we're going to add it to the canvas. It's doing it right now. It does take a few extra seconds because, you know, there's a lot of files in there. We'll right click, ungroup, and voila. Everything is there. And you can see these are the solid scoreline versions here. And we would still need to go in here and click on the actual score lines, change the operation to score, and then also attach. So that process, that workflow that you're used to does not change once you get it into Design Space. But the uploading part is cut into a third of the time. It's literally, I guess what's the point if you're just doing one file? But the more files of one of our bundles has, or let's say you've been collecting SVGs, even for vinyl, even if you're doing this for vinyl, there's so much like free SVG stuff for vinyl out there. I'm sure you guys have download folders just caked with SVGs. You just literally take them all, drag and drop them in there, merge them all together into one, and upload. Great way to kind of keep all of your SVGs. And I hate to talk about vinyl. I'm not a huge fan of doing things with vinyl. HTV is kind of cool. I don't mind doing that, but you know, you guys do have a lot of files out there. You could technically categorize them. Let's say, you know, Halloween, Christmas, or whatever. Let's say you have 50 Halloween SVGs and 50 Christmas ones. You could do a merged version of all of those and keep them all together. Because as you know, when you're in Design Space and you're trying to find files that you've uploaded in the past, it can be quite tedious unless you've taken the time to actually organize and name every single file and do a search for it. So again, a lot of benefits to this and that span beyond just Dreaming Tree. Yeah, anyway, let's take a look at some, any other questions coming up, Mike?
Yeah, if you just want to reiterate the system specs required for the software.
Sure.
As far as no, it will not work on.
Yeah, so one of the most common questions we're getting is, will it work with iOS or Android? Unfortunately, right now it won't. It's made for PC, so like Windows 10, Windows 11. I'm sure it will work with older programs too. And then of course Mac OS. Yeah, and right now it's not available for the iPad. I'm going to talk to the developer and find out if that is possible. If he could do that. I think it might be kind of a pain, just because, you know, the iPad's not as like user friendly as like a desktop. It's more, there's more constrictions. So I don't know if that's going to work, but I'll bring it up to him and see if it's possible. Lori actually brings up a good question, and I saw another one too. Let's see. I was going to buy it, but I'm glad I did so much. Yeah, so let's see. Wendy Sanchez says, I wasn't going to buy, but I'm glad I did. So much faster than doing each file separately. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole idea. And, you know, you save time, more time crafting, less time sitting there doing monotonous things. It is still currently on the intro price, correct, yes. And I'm not sure how long it's going to stay there. It's really not my decision. As soon as he tells me to bump it up. In that world, it's called minimum advertised pricing, and he sets the rules. I sure wish that I could develop and program, but it's just not my forte. I think I took a programming class in high school, and don't tell my kids I said this, but I got a D in it. So they think that I was a straight A student all my life, which is what I'm hoping they strive for, but B's are okay too. Let's see. I'm looking at other questions here. I now understand solid score lines. Okay. Yeah, so someone else asked about, and I'll show you here, and I don't like this. I mean, I really don't like it, but there's nothing we can do about it. So you'll notice here, after we uploaded this, we have that each of these files, each of these sections has the same name, okay? And that goes back to what I was talking about earlier with, you know, Cricut has a set of rules in Design Space. When you upload an SVG file into Design Space, the name of whatever you see in the Layers section is based on the name of the file. So I saved the file as this. Let me show you here. I saved the file, the solid scoreline version, as solid scorelines merged cakebox.svg. So because of the rules and regulations in Design Space and how their developers did things, when you upload files, that is what it's going to name it. Okay. So yeah, I mean, technically it's kind of a con, but I don't really think it's a big deal, because typically what I'll do after I get something uploaded into Design Space, and it's nice that everything's sitting on top of itself, because I can literally just click and drag stuff as I process it. So if I'm just going to do a regular cut on this, I just hit attach and then I move it over. Okay, now with this, I'm going to go here. I do need to change just the score section to score, and then hit attach and then move that over out of the way. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't rely on the name in the layers section very much. You don't have to. And I don't think that's a make or break. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to the comments here, and unless you guys have some specific questions, Jennifer Johnson says, how do we resize the files for smaller makes? Pam says, why would you want to use solid score lines? You know, that's a great question, actually. Sometimes I wonder why I use solid score lines, because I feel like they don't work very well sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I do not like them either.
Yeah, Mike says the same thing. I'm sure many of you will say the same thing. So my rule of thumb, well, let me answer your question first. Why would you use solid score lines? You'd use solid score lines because aesthetically, it is nicer rather than seeing perforated lines on something. But if you look behind me and if you look on our website, literally every single project that's three-dimensional was cut with perforated score lines. And I do not think that it takes away from the aesthetic, the overall look. I don't think it takes away from that at all. But what it does give you is it gives you more precise folding. The perforated lines make folding way more precise because it's literally as thin as a blade. The score tool is a little more blunt, it's wider, and for 3D projects I do not recommend it at all. But I always tell Diana, who's our engineer, when we're making cards and envelopes, I absolutely 100% use the solid score lines because it is nicer. I don't like, you know, cards and the card base with perforated score marks. It kind of takes away from it because you can see it. But on 3D projects, it's not bad. So let's see. Jennifer Johnson says, how do we resize the files for smaller makes? Jennifer, for that, I'm actually going to refer you to our website because we have a great help section if you just click on help and click on Cricut or whichever machine you have. I think we have it covered for every machine. Let me see here, advanced. How do I make...
I just dropped a link in the...
Okay, yeah, Mike just added a link too, but here's the video. How do I make projects larger or smaller? It's actually very simple. You literally just highlight and select all the elements and drag and make them smaller. I think in a live video I did a live video where I discussed like little nuances and little tidbits to help you during that process if you are making something smaller. Because commonly something will come up and people will ask, well, how do I know how small I'm making it? Really what it comes down to is, you know, making sure that you understand what you're making and what it is that you're looking at in Design Space and using maybe just one piece as a reference to help you identify how big or small something's going to be. So I'm just going to go over that real quick. I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but for example, this piece here, you can see that the height on this roughly is about 6 inches. Okay, and this is the wall for the cake here. So let me actually bring up a photo of it so you can see it. Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry, that open shortcuts a lot. We don't want that. Okay, so anyway, we're looking at either, I'm not sure if it's, well, we don't need that right now. Hold on, let me close shortcuts a lot. This piece here that we're looking at in Design Space, I don't know for sure right now, but it's either this top part of the box or the bottom part of the box. And right now it's at 6 inches. So making something smaller is really a matter of selecting all of the elements and dragging them to decrease or increase their size as you see fit. My Sling Studio just crashed. Hold on. It does this all the time. Okay, it's fine. And you'll notice here that as we decrease it, now we can click and isolate this by itself, and we can see that now this piece is about 4 inches instead of the original 6 inches. So that, again, is what I mean by when I say use one piece as kind of a main reference to get an idea of how much you're shrinking something. Okay, so we can even, yeah.
I do have maybe a call out that might help people.
Okay.
When you select all and you look up in the very top where it says size and it shows the width and the height.
Yeah.
And one of the questions that I usually get from Design Space people is, how do I make something 50% smaller?
Uh-huh.
Well, can you just show them that you take that number and divide it by 50% and that would be your 50% size?
You're gonna make me do math right now?
Well, just
I'm just kidding.
I'll do it for you.
All right, we're gonna make Mike do math. Okay. So yeah, here, take a look here. Well, here, you know what? Let me put these back on here. It's a good question. So if you are ever, you can look at our website, and on our website you'll see that. Here, let me just go to like one product here real quick. You'll see that we do have dimensions on here. So we will tell you that this item is 12 by 12 by 1.375. And if you want to make that 50% smaller, obviously, then the main part of it, you have to bring down to about 6 inches. But let me bring this over here, and this is what Mike was talking about here. If we select all, let me bring one out here just to make it kind of, okay, if we select all, you'll notice that the width on this is 18 inches. Okay, so obviously if you want to make it 50% smaller, you could take this value here, 18.487, and multiply it by 0.5. Or obviously 18 divided by 2, which is 50%, would be around 9. So you can type in a 9 there, hit enter, and because this is locked, it will keep the height in proportion and will resize everything accordingly. Okay. So I guess that's a quick little tip. I wasn't really expecting to talk about that, but it could be handy for people.
I appreciate it. That's actually a #1 question that I get.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so with that said, keep an eye out, Mike, for any other SVG Merge questions. But I'm ready for you to send me some spinners here, because we got to get spinning.
Really? You sure you want some spinners?
I want some spinners. You guys want spinners? You guys want some spinach? You guys want some spinach? I got some fresh spinach in the garden, actually. I wish I could show you my garden. While I'm waiting for the spinners, I'm going to take a few moments here to plug a few things because, as you know, the internet climate is, well, not always small business friendly, and we do like to keep in touch with you guys. So if you have a chance, and if you're not already subscribed to our newsletter, I would suggest hitting our website. And on the website here, if you just go under About Us and click on Newsletter, you can subscribe to the newsletter there. Okay, and a little thing will come up, or you put in your email. Oh, Mike's sending me some spinners here. We're getting excited here. And also, my favorite way of getting in touch with you guys is through the app. So if you visit the website and scroll down on the main page, there's this little button here that takes you to the download section for our app. The app is compatible with both iOS and Android, and I can actually, when something new happens, or if we're going to go live on YouTube, which I did today, for those of you that have the app, I let you guys know we were coming on at 3 o'clock. We'll do that anytime we have a freebie or a new release. I try not to send direct notifications too often, but those are usually the times that I do it. Okay, so where are we at, Mike? We good?
I've got you 6 names.
Oh, geez. All right, let me pull them up here. All right, so I'm not going to repeat myself because I was doing this the last few times, but I noticed after reviewing the comments that Mike actually, you posted the links to the contact form. I'm going to say it once. So if you happen to win, which, I mean, if you're a spinner, you're going to win something. You're going to contact us using the contact form on our website. He'll post a link to it, or you can email us directly at info@3dsvg.com. So without further ado, we're going to get into some spinning here. And our first spinner is Judy Kaplan. Judy Kaplan, I'm going to be spinning the wheel for you. And I'll take that opportunity. All right, here we go. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. I'm just looking on the screen here to see what happens. All right. Well, Judy, unfortunately, you did not win one of the grand prizes today, but you do have 100 points to the shop, and that ain't so bad. That's as good as cash. So again, look for the link in the chat. Mike's going to help you claim your prize. And next up, we have our next spinner. This looks, oh, this is from YouTube. All right. Is that from YouTube?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sue DePros. Sue DePros. I hope I'm saying that right. All right, Sue, it's all you. Here we go. Give her something good. There it is. Is that right? Yeah, all right. Sue, you have won a copy of the SVG Merge software. Congratulations.
Nice.
I'm going to actually just leave that one up there to give other people a better chance of actually winning it. All right, Sue, look for the link to claim your prize. Mike will be posting that here in just a second. And our next spinner is, who is it? It is Ann Marshallsay. I hope I'm saying that right. Marshallsay. Okay. And here we go. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Whoa, Ann won Maymay's gift card. All right, hey, that's 2 down. That one I do need to take off because we don't have that many. Well, she only gave us 2 to give away. So congratulations. You won the gift card to Maymay's website, which is exciting. You might make a new friend. She's sweet. So congratulations there. I think Mike also posted a link to her website, so check that out. And we're going to go down the row here. We've got a couple more, well, actually 3 more. And the next lucky spinner is Dawn Turnage. Turnage? Is that? Yep.
I think so.
I think that sounds good. I'll go with that. All right, Dawn, here we go. I think it's kind of loud. You know what? If you happen to land on that orange square or the orange slice there, I'll still give you the SVG Merge software. But Dawn is the winner of 150 points to our store. So congratulations, Dawn. We've got Dawn all taken care of here. And we're moving on to the next lucky spinner, who is, you know what, hold on a second. Let me do something real quick here. I know I've got you guys waiting right now, and I can definitely do something here. Hold on. I got to do something real quick. There it is. Where'd it go? They're waiting. They're waiting. What the heck? What the heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just needed to get something ready here. All right. Did I show that person's name? Wendy Lambert. Did I say that yet or no?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. All right, Wendy. This is all you. Wendy. It's got me craving a burger right now. Okay, let's go back here. All right, Wendy, here we go. This is for you. What do we got? Well, Wendy, you have yourself 150 points to the Dreaming Tree website. Again, Mike's going to post the link to help you claim it in the chat, so make sure you do that. And that leaves us with one more spinner here. If I don't give away another copy of SVG Merge, we're gonna spin some more. Okay, so get those hashtag SVG Merge comments going in the chat here on YouTube. And there it is. It's Sandra Strunk Mock. All right, Sandra, this one's for you. Here we go. We got it. I think so. Yep. All right. Mission accomplished. Cool. She won the SVG Merge, Mike. What do you think?
Sweet. Well, I don't know if I have any.
You don't have any more left? Yeah, they've really been like selling like hotcakes, which is good. So yeah, you know what? Hey, why not? Let's see. Are there people dropping off?
Oh my gosh, the people are dropping SVG Merge in here like crazy. I think we should pull some more.
I think we should do one more. What do you think? I think we should do another one. How about let's give people a few moments here. We're gonna give away one more.
Drop SVG Merge.
Yeah, go ahead.
SVG Merge into YouTube.
Yep, hashtag SVG Merge into the comments. I'm just swinging my feet over here, waiting. We'll give you guys a few moments here. By the way, we did just release the Celebrate Dad bundle, which has been selling pretty well. So thank you. Just want to kind of show these real quick here. This is one of the new paper sculptures that we did. One of our customers actually created this for her son, who loves camping. As I mentioned, you could definitely, this doesn't have a piece of glass on it because it's easier for me to photograph, but a cool little caption on there, you know, great for a boy or girl's bedroom, anyone that loves the outdoors. But what has really kind of captivated everybody is the crate. And I was hoping to, and I'm glad that I did. I've seen so many people make this crate. I mean, this looks like a real crate, but it's made out of cardstock. We specifically made it so that this little this caption on here you can just remove and put something else on there and use this for all sorts of stuff. So I've seen, actually some of you have made these to house your embossing folders, craft supplies. What else do we see? We saw something for a baby, like a baby gift.
Graduation.
Something.
I just sent you a photo.
Oh yeah, you know what?
It's not delivered.
Let me see if where are the photos in the on iCloud?
Yeah, let me drop that one in there. I didn't.
And that's under, where is that under? What's the name of it? YouTube? Is it under YouTube? Is it under YouTube content? Mm-hmm. YouTube Live. Okay. Customer photos. There we go. Okay.
There it is. It's uploading.
It's uploading. Okay. I'm gonna look at stuff that was uploaded today and yesterday. Oh yeah, look at this. And actually, she received a Dreaming Tree Spotlight for this, which I thought was cool. So this was for graduation. She made this for someone named Haley, and looks like someone's a big fan of Pop Rocks. That's cool. I dig the Pop Rocks. Looks like there's a gift card. Also, I mean, you could fit all kinds of stuff in this little crate. Are there any more, Mike? Let me see here.
I can grab a few.
No, that's okay. Let me just see what else we got in here. Maybe there's something cool that I want to show. We got a few. Oh, there's a lot of cool Father's Day stuff in here. Oh wow, I didn't see that one before. Yeah, if you happen to find that other one, just pop it in there real quick and let me know, because it's really cool. But all right, so we've got some people. Looks like, yeah, you guys are commenting SVG Merge. Good. We're gonna give away another copy. Congratulations, winners! I'd love for a chance to win a Dreaming Tree SVG bundle. Yeah.
Hey, I just uploaded a photo in there.
Oh, you did?
Or two. So take.
Yeah, let's take a look. What do we got here? That one I just saw. Oh, that's cool.
Still uploading, I think.
Look at this. Do we know who posted this, Mike?
That is Pamela Hodson.
Pamela Hodson posted this one where she made the little crate, and it looks like she made, I mean, obviously she bakes. It looks delicious. And it looks like there's some muffins and some little breads and maybe some croissants or whatever those are. So that's cute. She added some seashells to it. I dig that. You said you got one more upload in there, Mike?
Yeah, it's a different version.
There it is. Oh, okay. So this is before she actually filled it with bread. But it's cool. I mean, it's one of those projects. I don't remember exactly how long it took. If you look at the YouTube video, I think the assembly took like maybe 40 minutes tops. So it's really cool. I could definitely see this being used during fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, because it's you know it's got kind of it's got a lot of vintage and kind of rustic potential to it. So definitely one of those little staples to add to your collection. All right, you want to pick one more, and then we'll give it a spin, and then I gotta go.
Yeah.
I promised Liesel I would work out with her today, so I gotta go soon.
All right. So I guess I'm just gonna give you the name, Shannon Hopkins.
Shannon Hopkins. Will you just type it in there, just so we have it official?
Yes, sir.
All right, Shannon Hopkins, you get one more spin here, but you know what? You should probably pick one more in case she doesn't win it.
Okay.
I'm just feeling generous here. All right, Shannon Hopkins, here we go. This one is for you. And if you don't win, we're going to pick another one. Here we go. What'd she get? Shannon's got 150 points to the website. Congratulations, Shannon. Mike's going to post the link on how to claim that, so keep an eye out for that. And you know what? I'm going to pick one now, Mike. I'm going to pick one. And let's see. Let's see here. You can almost hear crickets.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. All right, we're gonna go with. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna scroll through the comments. I'm gonna close my eyes, and then wherever my mouse lands. All right, Deborah Nelson. How about that? I'll type it, Mike. Deborah Nelson. It's your turn to spin. All right, Deborah, it's official. It's in stone. This is for you. Here we go. Let's get it. Is it a winner? No. 100 points. We're going to just have to keep going here, Mike. All right. I see some strategy going on here. I see you guys. I see you. I see Penny Champlin. And I
saw that too.
And I see Aquamarine. I like it. You're trying to be prominent. I like it. And you know what? I'm going to reward that. This spin is for Aquamarine. Interesting name. Is that a color? Okay. Aquamarine, it's your turn. Here we go. Get it. Yep, she got it. Hey, persistence pays off. That's what I try to teach my kids every day. Good job. Aquamarine, you have won a copy of the software. So congratulations. Mike, go ahead and post that link. And that's going to do it, guys. I'm going to sign off here. Happy Friday. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Let's all pray that the world figures out what it's doing. And I guess most importantly, you know, just appreciate what you have, spend time with your family, and get in that craft room. And I look forward to crafting with you guys. Am I missing anything else, Mike?
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button.
Oh yeah, while you're here, hit that subscribe button. The channel has been growing. I thought I was way cooler than I am, obviously.
We're at 47.3 thousand.
Yeah, we need to get to 50 so I could feel like I'm at least kind of cool. My kids are 8 and 10, and I won't say any more right now because I'm gonna wait a little bit. But they really think that YouTubers are like really cool. So they may actually listen to me more if I have more subscribers. So even if you don't like the channel, even if you think I'm annoying, help me be a better dad and hit that subscribe button so I could have some street cred, as they call it. Okay, so yeah, definitely do that. But anyway.
Oh, happy Friday to the best 3D paper site. Thanks, Vidya.
Thank you, Vidya. Well, that's a compliment. I like that. I love it. Thank you, Vidya. And that is exactly why, and I'm going to toot my own horn here, we have a 5-star rating on Google and Facebook. Now that I said that, someone out there is watching and be like, I'm going to change that. I'll make sure that doesn't happen. I'm just kidding. No one would do that because we take care of our customers, as many of you know. But anyway, all right, I'm going to sign off here. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be around tonight. If you need me, if you have the app, you can text me directly through the app. If you have questions, I'll be around. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon. Mike, we good?
Peace out.
All right, peace out, guys. Bye. Welcome to the magical world of Dreaming Tree. Premium 3D SVG files for your Cricut, Silhouette, Scan and Cut, and other SVG-compatible cutting machines. From pop-up cards to boxes, Christmas centerpieces to Halloween frights, our premium content is sure to delight crafters of all ages. Make the most realistic 3D flowers, wedding cakes, handbags, wall decor, Thanksgiving and birthday centerpieces, teacher gifts, and more. Visit our site, 3dsvg.com, and get started today with one of our completely free SVG projects. We've got over 150 to choose from, complete with assembly tutorials and supply lists so you know exactly what color and how many sheets of paper you'll need. We also provide email, text, and phone support in case you need help with anything big or small. Our customer service and products get rave reviews, and we've got the testimonials to prove it. Dreaming Tree is rated 5 stars on Facebook and Google reviews. Visit 3dsvg.com today. We look forward to crafting with you soon.